Hi everybody, this is Alec with Home and Rehab, and today we're going to talk about a very common diagnosis in physical therapy, which is what's called an overuse injury. Now, the word overuse injury makes it sound a little bit like you had one day where you just used your muscle so hard that it never got a chance to recover. And while sometimes that's true, what's usually more common is that we don't tend to rest very well. What usually will happen when someone comes into my clinic with what we call an overuse injury is that their daily life has just begun to grind on their muscles so much and they don't have enough chance to rest and recover that their muscles have just begun to give up. This can lead to an increased amount of pain, sometimes a lot of tightness, and what's most common is that you almost feel weak in that muscle group. What we tend to see with a lot of people is very different than what we tend to see with weightlifters. So for example, if I tell somebody to go into the gym to weightlift for a very specific body part, what will often happen is I'll also tell them to take 24 to 48 hours of complete rest so that they don't overwork that muscle. See, muscles take that time in order to rebuild. Every time we use them, we often create a very small amount of damage. And that damage needs a little bit of time to heal back up. It's a normal part of our process. However, if we're not taking that time to rest, all of that damage can accumulate little by little until the body decides it's had enough and it's going to force you to rest. We've talked about before how the body's message of pain is its way of saying you need to take a break. And that's where our overuse pain can come from. So what we tend to do in physical therapy is treat a couple different things. Number one, we want to make sure we have good awareness over what activities might be causing that kind of stress to that muscle, allowing us to take the right amount of rest. The most common treatment that we give people is making sure that they're using their muscles in a way that's not over-aggravating them. Because it's still good to use them, we just don't want to overdo it. For those people, we tell them that our basic precaution is that we should probably take about a 3 to 10 amount of pain. So if we're working on that scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is nothing and 10 is take me to the hospital, if you're working yourself to a 10, you're making your body work too hard. Making sure you take those frequent rests can be one of the most important parts of recovery. Now, there are important ways to control a lot of that pain. Using heat, laser therapy, and ice can be extremely important. If there's a lot of tension in the muscle, using stretches and massage therapy can be extremely important in getting that tension out of there, allowing you to decrease your baseline pain. Using a little bit of weight, allowing our body to overcompensate so we have more strength so that when we use our muscles in daily life, they don't get so overworked, can be another important adjunct to therapy. But the most important part is always making sure we're taking good care of ourselves, which is not something that everybody's great at, but it's important that we acknowledge that sometimes even we have limitations. So, if you do suspect that you're having some sort of overuse injury, but you're not quite sure where it is or what might have caused it, our job is to help you figure that out. So if you have any specific questions for us, feel free to stop in. That's one of my favorite things to do, is work with people figuring out what they can do and what they can do to get back to their normal level. Because our goal is that you always feel like you're at your 100%. Have a great day, guys.